Our long-term Tesla Model Y is no slouch. We've done 0 to 60 in 4.8 seconds and the quarter mile in 12.7 seconds. But every time we open the Tesla app, there was this upgrade called Acceleration Boost. And it just kept saying, click me, click me. And for $2,000, it can take the Model Y 0 to 60 mile an hour acceleration from 4.8 to 4.2 seconds. So we clicked it and we got the upgrade. It was really interesting because I'm sitting in the driveway with the car connected to my home Wi-Fi, and I clicked the buy now, and in less than 5 minutes the screen restarted, and when it came back on, the normal acceleration mode was replaced by a sport acceleration mode. So in our previous testing, the Model Y was just a little soft off the line, and then it ramped up past 60 miles an hour, which was kind of the inverse of what we normally experience with EVs, where they start off strong and then fall on their face. So I'm curious to see where that speed is being picked up, and if it carries through the whole quarter mile for acceleration. So we're going to give it a shot because it needs it against the Genesis GV60 Performance, which has a faster 0 to 60 time, or so it should have, because they claim 0 to 62 miles an hour in 4 seconds. So what does that mean for 0 to 60? Both the Model Y and the GV60 Performance are similarly priced, and if you don't have the boost acceleration unlocked, you're going to be at a bit of a disadvantage against the GV60. So we wanted to see, one, what difference does boost acceleration make, and also, does that make it a better competitor to the GV60 Performance? So let's give it a shot. All right, if you couldn't tell, we are in the Model Y, so we're going to make sure we are in sport mode. We are. All right, let's roll. That felt good. I wouldn't say it was, wow, holy crap, what a difference, but it felt pretty strong. We'll have to go back to the computer and download the information to see what it ran. All right, there's really not much we can do to vary our driving style to go faster. So we'll just try again, see what happens. We're at 90, we started at 93% charge, and now we're at 91. So let's see if we can back that run up. The board said a 12.3 at 112 miles an hour, but we also want to get that file from the VBox so we can compare directly with previous runs. All right, on revisiting, I could definitely feel where it picks up speed. It's not right out of the gate either. It's once you start get moving past the 60 foot, then it really starts to pour on the power. The board says 1238. Our Model Y isn't the only car with juiced boost here. The GV60 Performance has a boost mode on the steering wheel that for 10 seconds can supply around 480 horsepower. That's up about 50 over the base horsepower, but it's only there for 10 seconds at a time. So with boost mode, what will we see in 0 to 60 and quarter mile? Another good question, what will we see without it? So we'll do both. We'll do a run without boost mode, and then we'll do a run with boost mode. We'll see how that compares with our Model Y. So Genesis says 0 to 62 miles an hour in 4 seconds. We're obviously going to do 0 to 60, so maybe a little bit faster, and we'll see how close we can get to that or go faster. We've tested the GV60's cousins in acceleration, the Hyundai Ioniq 5 and the Kia EV6, and they start off really strong but fall on their face after 60 miles an hour. So while they match the Model Y 0 to 60 and just have a lot more punch, they don't pull all the way through the quarter mile. And after 60 miles an hour, they just kind of fall over. So we will see if this has that lasting power or if it kind of sells everything up front and also kind of noses over at the top end. So, all right, let's get this boost mode ready. So we are at 96% charge on the GV60 Performance. And sport mode enabled. Drive, that's important. Helmet is hitting the top. I'm gonna have to move that visor down a little bit. Although I suspect not many people will be wearing helmets in their GV60 Performance. All right, I'm gonna try and time boost mode with the lights, so I'm using it for as long as possible. All right, boost ready. All right, let's hit it. Oh, that's got some scoot to it. Wow. Very nice. Yeah, the Model Y feels lazy off the line compared with this. That's booking. Track said quarter mile in 12:0, but we'll also pull the GPS Race Logic V-Box numbers, and then we can compare the runs and see where the acceleration happened. This definitely feels stronger right off the bat, that's for sure. All right, I'm gonna do one more boost mode because I had fun and I would like to do it again. And also see, well, the board said 12:023. I would love to crack an 11 according to the track. So I gotta try. All right, boost ready. Yeah, that's a good time. You can actually feel when that 10 seconds of boost mode runs out, it just kind of falls flat. It almost feels like you're hitting a speed limiter or something. All right, 11,992 according to the track. Now, when we pull the file from Race Logic, it's typically close, but it's usually like 100th or a couple hundredths slower than what we get at the drag strip. So might not be an 11-second car according to Race Logic, but according to the track it is. And again, I get carried away. Do Genesis GV60 Performance owners care that they have an 11-second car? No, probably not. Do they care that it's significantly faster than a Model Y with boost acceleration unlocked? Yeah, perhaps. All right, so now we're gonna do no boost, straight sport mode, and we'll see how far that slows down. Yeah, that feels significantly slower. There definitely isn't as much punch as you would expect for a 54 horsepower deficit. And according to the track, about a half a second slower. And yeah, that you feel that for sure. After we downloaded the data, it was clear that the GV60 Performance easily out-accelerated the Model Y in this test. Even with the Model Y's acceleration boost unlocked, the GV60 Performance was a half a second faster to 60 miles an hour and about 0.4 of a second faster in quarter mile testing. And this was a difference I could feel in the seat of my pants while performing the test. The GV60 Performance has immediate acceleration, it pins you to your seat, and the Model Y was just a little more leisurely in acceleration. You don't feel that power ramp in until around 40 miles an hour. There was acceleration parity though when we didn't engage boost mode on the GV60 Performance, and both SUVs accelerated to 60 miles an hour in 4.3 seconds, and the GV60 Performance just a little slower than the Model Y in quarter mile testing. One thing worth mentioning is that if you're really looking for maximum acceleration from this class of vehicle, you probably want to consider a Model Y Performance with its 0 to 60 mile an hour time of 3.5 seconds. But we didn't buy a Model Y Performance, we bought a Model Y Long Range because we wanted the optional third row and also a little better ride quality than what the Performance offers. So do we regret spending $2,000 unlocking acceleration boost on our Model Y Long Range? Well, we're a little disappointed we didn't put up a better fight against the GV60 Performance, but we're not quite prepared to give a verdict on that just yet. We want to get some more miles in day-to-day testing to measure daily performance and efficiency. But when we do give a verdict, you'll be sure to see it on Cars.com.